Welcome to 4Deep Roundtable. You have Zab, Scarface, and the old GOAT. We're going to open this old bad boy up with a life check. Last we checked, GOAT was dead. We're going to do a little, test to see if he's still alive.
Is this the ghost of GOAT, or you back from the dead?
This could be the ghost of GOAT. Last time we did this, we were red. I think we called the ER. Medics came. Bill Rupp was all fucking nervous. Bill might have done mouth to mouth on me that night. I'm not sure.
You look good.
You look lifeline.
Bill said he knows CPR. Bill is
you don't want Bill giving you mouth to mouth. I'd rather die.
He's a fucking pirate. He fights pirates. He knows CPR. All right, it's coming down. It's coming down. We're gonna get some good numbers to see if I can continue.
What's the number at? Are you gonna make it through the show?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I mean, this is about football, but we need to make sure we're alive and gonna make it through the show.
It's all matters.
And
put it up on the screen so everybody can see.
I did talk to Tommy before the show too, so I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Blinking red. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that doesn't look good. I can't read that thing, but it doesn't look good.
That's not good. I could be dead. I could be dead. We're gonna push on. It doesn't matter. We got NFL. It doesn't matter what happens here.
If you can't make it, it means that we'll take over.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. All right. Scarface, why don't you jump in and talk about the slate here? What are you feeling about the slate this week?
I'm feeling the Dodgers tonight, baby. I'm gonna be watching this game. So if you guys lose me, watching the Dodgers close it out tonight. But anyway, how was your week last week, boys? Yeah.
Listen, I bubbled all three of my lineups. Like, I was pretty disappointed. I had some right picks. I just didn't combine them the right way. And I played the 3-entry 150.
Yeah, I didn't have the Burrow, Chase, Higgins stack. It's not my lineups were good, but I just didn't have what I needed to pull away. I mean, you needed those guys for sure. I had the pieces around it, but I didn't have those three.
I had a lot of Diggs. I thought Diggs was going to go off in his revenge game. So,
man, even Nico going out, he's still going to get there.
Yeah, I know. So I was a little overweight on Diggs. He's pretty much in all my lineups.
Yeah, Metcalf is the one that killed me. He killed me last week and yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, how many fucking touchdowns are going to take away from this guy?
So just hold on a sec. I just got to say, you want to know why my blood pressure's high? I just got a text from Tommy. Come on, guys, start the show. Motherfucker, we started the show 8 minutes ago. So it's just, All right, we got the little thing down here. Yeah, that's him texting. I'm gonna go on silent because that's not good here when you're live.
All right, let's get to it. So we got a 10-game slate. Injuries, just like every week. We'll probably go through the injuries just game by game a little bit.
Yep.
Looking like there's some shitty games and some really good ones on the slate. Not a lot of value. We're gonna kind of have to dig for some value. We might get some value opening up through the weekend. There's guys that are questionable, guys that are uncertain. So we'll kind of get to it. Let's start with the Commanders at the Ravens. We got Baltimore favored by 7, 51.5 point total. Commanders on a 4-game win streak. Baltimore on a 3-game winning streak of their own after starting 0-2. We got 2 dual threat quarterbacks going at it with 2 horrible defenses. One of the highest totals of the week. Let me start with Washington. Baltimore has kind of been getting screwed through the air. We saw Burrow light them up last week, 392 yards, 5 touchdowns. Are we going to see the same from Jaden Daniels this week? I don't think we're going to see it. Me personally, I don't know if I'm going to go to him in DFS. I don't think I'm going to be getting him to there. He's not cheap anymore. He's priced up to $7,300 on DraftKings, $8,700 on FanDuel. So he's up there with like the Lamar and the Hurts and the Jordan Loves. I mean, for how bad Baltimore has been defending the pass, they've been super tough against the run. And looking back like a couple weeks ago, we saw the game against the Bills. They held Josh Allen in check. They only allowed him to rush for about 21 yards. Jaden Daniels moves the ball better than Josh Allen does. But if they take that running ability away from him a little bit and force him to kind of get into the pass, it can kind of kill his upside a little bit. I think I'd rather just pay for Lamar on the other side. I really like Lamar in this one. I love Derrick Henry here. I think he's got the best matchup in this game. At home, they're a touchdown favorite. If you're going to go to Lamar, Zay Flowers is always the guy that I like to pair him with. He's got a good matchup here. You're kind of just, you're going to take a chance on Mark Andrews again. I'm not going to go there. Is it going to be likely? I don't know. Likely not. Bateman, I think he pulled up with an injury, right? Is he injured in this one? I thought I saw.
Yeah, he's coming in questionable.
Yeah. For me, it's Lamar, Zay, and Derrick Henry. I don't mind Terry McLaurin on the other side. Obviously, the way to beat the Ravens is through the pass. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, you pretty much hit every nail on the head on this game. If I'm pairing Lamar up, it's going with Zay Flowers. I do like Andrews, the best out of the tight end group. He does run the best against this coverage scheme. So Andrews would be the tight end that I would go with. But that's a 5% GPP low owned play if you want to get different on that side of the ball. But yeah, Zay Flowers, they're terrible against the outside wide receiver. And then I would bring it back for Terry McLaurin. So I think he's hitting over 550 air yards for the Commanders. The next closest, Noah Brown, I think he's hit about 80 air yards. So Terry McLaurin is the obvious wide receiver one for the.
How you guys feeling about Jaden Daniels? Are you guys higher on him than I am?
No, I won't use him.
No, I think you're spot on. Listen, I think he's good. I think he's got a lot of confidence. He's going on the road in Baltimore, hostile territory. Going to be a great learning experience for him. I think he does fine. This isn't an upside game. I'm on a couple. I love the Baltimore. My first lineup I made was the Baltimore stack: Jackson, Henry, Flowers. Like, I just believe that's where they're going to go. And if they go off, you're going to need those guys in your lineup. I'm bringing it back with two guys that I think, due to game flow and due to the learning experience that Daniels is going to go through, are great picks. One named Eckler, and the second one named Zach Ertz. For Zach Ertz at 3,700 for a cheap tight end, I'm all in, man. I need cheap at the tight end spot. I'm all in Ertz.
Yeah, we also got Brian Robinson looking like he's going to miss this game. I mean, if the game script goes the way it's supposed to. I mean, Eckler, he catches a lot of passes out of the backfield, so I guess he's somebody you can go to. Cheap, 5,600. I like that play a little bit.
Yep.
Perfect. On to the next game, Arizona, Green Bay. Zab, take us off.
Yeah, we have a solid game here. Green Bay is supposed to be getting some of their wide receivers back. Dubs was suspended last game for a personal conduct that's detrimental to the team. So Dubs will be back this weekend. Watson's been practicing all week, so I'd expect him back this week also. With those two guys back, I'm probably out on Devontae Wicks. He'll probably get pushed aside with all those guys returning to the lineup. Jaden Reed, I'm going right back to him. He's in another smash spot. So that's the way Green Bay. Josh Jacobs also in a smash spot. Arizona's bad against the run game. So on the other side, what do you guys think about Harrison? He hasn't been doing anything. He's terrible against two high coverages. Unless he gets a single high coverage, he just gets shut down. So,
I mean, outside of that Rams game, and he caught those two touchdowns. I think the Rams just played such shitty defense in that game. Like, he's a touchdown guy. The yards, I mean, maybe it's true what they're saying about him with how, like, kind of he doesn't got that breakaway speed. And I don't know. We talked about it before on the show. Like, Kyler just, I don't know. He just, I'm not a huge fan of Kyler. It doesn't seem like you can get him the ball in the right spots. I mean, he's going to have his game here and there. I don't know if this is the one for him. On the Arizona side, the guy I like the most is McBride for sure.
Yeah, true.
I mean, tight end has been shitty this year. I mean, there are some options on the slate with tight end. Arizona is probably going to be throwing the ball a lot here. McBride hasn't found the end zone yet this year, but I think he has a chance to find the end zone in this game. With like the Green Bay side, I mean, we saw Jordan Love and his receivers were like the highest owned stack on the slate last week, and they didn't do bad, but it just wasn't enough to win you anything. Yeah. I mean, outside of Tucker Kraft, everybody else pretty much busted. Jordan Love had a decent game, didn't really get it going until the second half. This week, I think he's probably in a better spot than he was last week. He's at home against a shitty pass defense. He's coming in with much less ownership. and a healthier group of receivers. He's getting Dobbs back, like you said. Christian Watson, maybe we'll see. I kind of like going right back to him right here. As far as like which receiver to pair him with, I mean, it gets a little bit tougher now with everybody healthy, but Jaden Reed is the guy for sure. He's priced up a little bit, and I like him. And I like you just said you didn't like Wicks. I kind of like Wicks here. I think I like Wicks more when all the receivers are healthy. His price is still about the same as it was last week, maybe like a couple $100 more. And he's going to be like half the ownership as he was last week. I kind of like going back to him this week. Tucker Kraft also, he's priced up a little bit, but Musgrave is still out. So, I mean, I don't mind him as well.
Well, I'm going to comment on that, and I'm gonna make this stamp right now.
Stamp it, baby.
Not chase fucking Kraft's game last week. They're not going to need it. It's not going to happen again. He had the best game of his life. Listen, he's too pricey too now at 4,800. I just think he's going to have an average tight end game. That's just how DFS goes. People are going to be on Kraft. What do you think ownership he's going to get because of last week?
I mean, he'll get some ownership. He's not going to get anywhere near it was last weck. Like we talked about, he's priced up about $1,200 more or so than he was last week. So, I mean, I don't mind him. I don't think I'll be going to him myself, but I don't mind him. He's all right.
I think if you're going to pay up for Kraft at 4,800, just find the extra $900 and pay up for Trey McBride.
I agree too. McBride gets
destroyed to the tight end, so they're allowing the fourth most receiving yards to the tight end. So I'd be more likely to go McBride than Kraft. So.
I stamp everything you guys talked about. The only thing I want to mention is every week, guys, great cash play, great contrarian play. Connor can go off for 2 touchdowns any week. I mean, he's got a decent matchup here. They always go to him, whether it's the passing game or the run game. So if you're looking to get really weird, throwing a bunch of lineups in, I don't hate Connor.
Connor seems like he plays better at home than he does on the road.
That's what I was going to say. I like him more at home. And Green Bay's their rush defense is pretty good. I mean, they're not bad. It's the pass is the way you want to attack them.
Perfect. All right, on to the next game. Scarface, tell me how amazing this Houston-New England game is.
I mean, this game has one of the lowest totals on the slate. And normally I would just cross a game like this off, but it's only a 10-game slate. There's not much value. So you kind of got to dig out some gems. I think I may have found a couple in this game. I mean, it looks like the Patriots are going to be starting Drake May. It's his first NFL start. Not somebody I'm going to go to. We don't know what to expect from him. But I'd imagine like they're not going to be taking many shots downfield with him. So someone like a Demario Douglas who catches a lot of short passes like out of the slot, he could be getting a lot of targets here. He's somebody I don't mind at 4,400 on DraftKings. We also have Ramondre Stevenson out. So Antonio Gibson's going to be getting the start. The Texans are okay against the run. Gibson's a good pass catcher, so we could be seeing a lot of checkdowns from him with this rookie starting. So I don't mind him. Those are 2 I don't mind on the Pats side. On the Texans side, so we got Nico out. So you can maybe go to like Diggs or Tank Dell. I kind of prefer them more if it was at home or in a better game environment. They're going to be seeing increased targets with Collins out for sure. But I mean, I don't know how this game is going to be going back and forth for them to kind of get that ceiling game we need out of him. I like Tank Dell a little bit more because he's cheaper. I think Dalton Schultz, maybe somebody he could be used too. I mean, with Nico out, he might see some extra targets. He's only 4,100. It's kind of unclear right now. What's Mixon's status for this game?
He's still questionable. He's been practicing.
Over there. It's just messy. If Mixon's in, I don't want any piece of it. If he's out, do you really want to be playing Akers or Dare here? Not somebody I want to go to. It's weird. I kind of prefer more of those Pats guys that I mentioned earlier more than the Texans guys.
Makes sense. So before we go to Zab, so my wife the girl who lives with me just came down and let me know that she has an amazing insurance policy out on me if I die and poured me a glass of wine. Because
drink up. What'd you drink?
What Scarface to drink alone? So cheers, Zab. Are you drinking?
Water. I gotta get to work in 5 hours.
This came as
I gotta have my wine.
Zab, talk to us. What do you like in this Houston game?
So I'll kind of touch on what Scarface was finishing up with the running back situation. Dameon Pierce is supposed to be back this week, so that's going to even muddier up running back. So that makes it even worse. So yeah, I'll probably won't touch that Houston backfield at all. I like Dalton Schultz. Their Patriots aren't great against the tight end, so Tank Dell's going to be locked up on Christian Gonzalez, which is going to make me avoid him. Gonzalez has been shadowing, and he's been pretty solid in coverage. So I'll be looking more towards Diggs and Dalton Schultz in that offense. On the other side, Tommy talked a little bit about it today, but Jalen Polk, he's been getting 100% of the snaps. He's been playing all the time. Him and Drake May practice a lot together in the offseason. So, yeah, I'll be looking at him for a cheap option at $3,600. That's just way too cheap. Antonio Gibson's a cheap option also, but a lot of times when these new QBs get in, I like to look at the tight ends for that team. Hunter Henry, he's way too cheap if you need a punt, $3,800. Drake May's not going to be looking to push the ball down the field the entire game. So I look for little dump offs to Gibson and Hunter Henry in the flats. Drake May he'll be getting some design runs. Houston's defense is pretty tough, but at $5,000, you only need a couple runs to make it worth it. So if you want a contrarian pay down option, Drake May at $5K is worth it on DK. So
I like it. Listen, the only way I see New England keeping this game close is by getting the ball to Polk or Henry. So I really like that call, and I watched this show for a reason too, because I wasn't on Polk. Now I am.
You like it more than Demario Douglas?
I like him, yes, for the price. I mean, at $3,600, you're saving $800. I think it's kind of a toss-up. I bet they have similar lines at the end of the day.
Maybe. Yeah.
So, for the price savings, yeah, I like it. On to Tampa Bay, New Orleans. What do we got for love for here, Zab? Take us away.
Well, for the Saints, Derek Carr's out with the oblique injury. He's going to be out for the next couple weeks. So we're getting Spencer Rattler under center for the Saints. He got a little hype in the preseason. He looked good a couple games. So I'll be curious to see his ownership. I think it's going to be low. If I'm pairing him with anything, it's going to be Olave. Every interview this kid's done, he's talked about how much he loves Olave. He loves giving them the ball. If he's on the field, he's going to him. He'll throw it to him in double coverage. So if anything, I'm going to pair him up with Olave, or I probably won't play him in DFS. I'll probably just bet his line. I think it's 48.5 yards. I won't touch him in DFS, but it's a good bet. So Kamara, I think Kamara is going to lead the way for the Saints. If I look at it anyway, it's going to be Kamara on the Saints side. He's going to continue to get dump offs, runs. I think they lean a lot on Kamara this weekend, especially against a Tampa Bay defense that hasn't been great this season. It'd be interesting to see. I've seen Kendre Miller could be back this weekend. The coach hates him, but he did look good in the preseason. He's kind of a younger Kamara. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He runs pretty well. So if he's in, it might take a couple touches away from Kamara, but Kamara is really all I like on that Saints side. Tampa Bay, it'll be interesting to see this Evans-Lattimore matchup. These guys hate each other. They've battled over the years, ejections, punches thrown, everything. So I'll probably go back to Godwin. He's 5 for 50 every single week, at least 5 for 50. So Evans is going to get the touchdown, but Godwin's going to get you 10 to 15 DK points every single week. Rashad White is doubtful for the game. I think he's basically out. So Bucky Irving at 5,400. I like that price. We watched Kareem Hunt gash this defense last week. So Bucky Irving at 5,400 getting 100% of the carries and the passes. He should be in line for a good game. So if I'm paying down for running back, Bucky Irving's going to be in my line. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on Bucky Irving. I like him on the Tampa Bay side. I like him the most. I mean, you got Rattler making his first start. Like, who knows? We can get some turnovers, some good field position. They'll put like Bucky into some, good chances. Maybe get some like goal line looks. I like him a lot. He's the one I would definitely like on the Bucs side. On the Saints side, I have interest in Rattler for sure, especially like with Taysom Hill missing. So like, we're not going to get him coming in, vulturing anything. With 4K, I don't even think you need to pair him with anybody. Just plug him in, hope he gets you like, 15, 20 if you're lucky. We don't know what to expect from him. That's the thing. But, it's a home game. It's indoors. He's got, pretty good coaching. How bad could it be, right? If you want to pay up for some of these other studs and, on a slate with not that good of value, quarterback's always a good place to get value. 4K, you could jam in pretty much any kind of lineup you want. And like I said, with Taysom Hill missing, he's not going to be there at the goal line, vulturing touchdowns, not going to bring him in for any in this kind of crap that they usually do. So yeah, I don't mind Taysom Hill. Like I said, I don't mind Spencer Rattler, but as far as pairing him, I don't think you necessarily need to. I don't know what this dude's arm's like. I don't know if he can get the ball to Rashid Shaheed downfield. Maybe Olave. I don't know. I don't know if I'm into any of these receivers, but I do like him. I think I just play him by himself.
Yeah, 4K, you really don't necessarily need to pair him with anybody. Just throw him out there naked and hopefully get you 15 to 20 points. I will say Tampa Bay, I looked, they're supposed to be without Whitehead and Winfield, both of their safeties this weekend, which are big losses because they're just going to get eaten up. They're down to their third string safety at this point. So
who's the other guy? Jamel Dean? Who's he going to be on?
Yeah, but he's banged up too heading into this matchup. So,
I love it because, I know how amazing I am and how fucking sharp I am and how good I am at doing what I do. To have fucking geniuses stamp what I'm already thinking. We have a Rattler lineup with Olave. And you know who else I'm sticking in there? Kamara. Not so much on his rushing yards, but he's going to be dumping down to Kamara all fucking game. Kamara's going to get 7 receptions in this game. And who knows what he does from there. So I love this game. It's a home game. What does this fucking guy got to lose? What do you got to lose at 4K? He's not going to make or break your lineup at that price point.
Yeah, that's the thing with him. Is it going to be enough to win you a tournament? I don't know. Is he going to kill you? He's not going to kill you. I don't think he will.
Oh, hold on. Scarface, if he scores 14, can you win a tournament?
I don't think so.
I do.
Well, it's almost like playing a 4K tight end, right?
You need him in the 20s. You need him to get 22, 23, something like that.
I disagree. What if your two top wide receivers
the thing is
off and no one else could put 2 of the top ones in?
There's so many good quarterbacks on the slate. It's hard to imagine any quarterback getting you 14 and winning you a tournament. That's the thing.
I get it, but you need 2 of the high-priced guys to go the fuck off that no one else could get in their lineup.
For sure, and that's the reason you're playing him. But you're hoping that you play him, you get a little bit of that upside with him too.
Right?
Something closer to the 20s, something like that. Maybe.
Yeah. On to Cleveland, Philadelphia. Who led that last one? Scarface, you're up here, I think.
Yeah. So we got Philly favored by 9.5, 42.5 total. The Eagles look like they're all back to being healthy. They're getting AJ Brown back. They're getting Devontae Smith back. They're coming off of a bye week, so they're pretty rested. And then you got just the shit Browns who are beat up on defense. Deshaun Watson looks like ass. You got to love Philly here. How do you not love the Philly side? It just comes down to, is it going to be a game? Are they going to have a chance to hit that ceiling? They're pretty expensive too. So yeah, Jalen Hurts. I like AJ Brown a lot. I love Saquon Barkley. I don't think you need to necessarily just you don't need to stack this game, but I think I would like pieces of it. I think Saquon Barkley is my favorite play here. I don't mind AJ Brown either. I don't know if I'm beginning the Jalen Hurts, but I think on the Eagles side, Saquon and AJ Brown make a lot of sense. They both have great matchups.
What about the Eagles defense? I like the Eagles defense.
Yeah, Eagles defense, of course, you can go to them. Browns on the road. Deshaun Watson sucks. For the Browns, outside of maybe Amari Cooper, there is just nothing I like on them. And I dug it, and I dug into it. I could not. There's nothing outside of him and I don't even know if I'll be going to him, to be honest.
I like Zab. What do you think?
Nah, I agree with Scarface here. There is nothing I like on the Browns. We got burned by Cooper last week, and I don't even know if it's a Cooper thing. It's more of a Deshaun Watson thing. So I'll be avoiding Cooper this week. But yeah, AJ Brown crushes man coverage. I'm all over A.J. Brown. I put a bet out on him, I think 2 or 3 days ago over his yardage already. So I think A.J. Brown gets over 100, scores a touchdown. I like Saquon Barkley. Browns are allowing the 3rd most rushing touchdowns to opposing running backs. So I'll have Barkley rushing touchdowns. I'll have one of those 2 guys, if not both, in my lineups. I love
Saquon this week.
I kind of like what Goat was saying a minute ago. Throw Rattler in there, and then you Barkley, A.J. Brown. So, yep.
Yeah, like it. That's it. It's just Barkley in the defense for me, not touching it. This next game, I'm going to take off. I talk about this game every year. This fucking game scores.
This is your game. Let's go.
Indy, Tennessee. This game scores points every year. Points. Listen, I know there's some injuries going on here. A bunch of people questionable. Richardson questionable. Is Flacco starting? I don't know. Is he? Do we know Flacco's starting? We don't know yet. So
Richardson's likely to start this game.
Okay. So there's things we don't know. If Richardson does start, I think he's a great play at $6,000. Taylor's out. Do we go to Sermon? No, not really. Not on that. I'm on the receivers more. Downs, if he plays, I'm all over him. Tennessee, I'm fine with Ridley even. These guys are priced down. This game tends to score a lot of points. So I'm really leaning on some of the wide receivers here. The running backs don't really do it for me. Maybe Pollard. I know he's got a good matchup. What do you think, Zab?
Yeah, something that I do every single weekend is I target outside wide receivers against this Colts defense. Every single week they give up Brian Thomas last week destroyed this Colts defense. So I'm going to Calvin Ridley. I think he comes in low owned. I haven't looked at ownerships yet, but I think he comes in lower owned. I'll probably bet him 100 and a touchdown. Every single week I attack this team. It's in my notes. It's circled. It's bolded. I attack this Colts defense. So on the Colts side, I don't know what to do with Michael Pittman. Yesterday I read a report that he was likely to go on IR with a back injury. He couldn't practice. Today I already practiced in full. So I don't know what to do about Michael Pittman. I'll probably lean more towards Josh Downs. We were on him the last 2 weeks and he destroyed. So yeah, I like this I'll probably avoid the quarterbacks, but if I did want to be Richardson with Downs and a bring back with Ridley. So
yeah, I'm with you on the Titans receivers. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I like Will Levis here. I mean, this Indy defense is such a mess. Like over the last 3 weeks, they got shredded by Caleb Williams, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. Like guys, I mean, they had their coming out games against the Colts. I can kind of see it from Will Levis here. I know he's been kind of banged up this week, but I mean, it doesn't really matter against his defense. The way he's priced, I mean, he's not like going to be on my main team or anything, but I don't mind like Levis with Ridley or maybe Hopkins. I'd even mind like throwing some Chig Okonkwo for some value at tight end. I don't mind him either.
Who was the Chig whisperer and never got him right? Never got him right. The fucking
right 1 week, and it paid off. 1 week last year.
I'm like, what is he?
I got the screenshot to prove it.
Yeah.
Seeing that I'm not seeing every week.
I'm a Chig sucker. I love getting chiggy with it.
Hey, but, this could be the week, man.
Hey, Colts are long.
Pollard's going to be coming in with some ownership. So, I mean, Pollard's got a good matchup also. Yeah. He's only $6K. With Indy, I don't know, man. I'm just going to kind of wait and see. Trey Sermon, Downs, maybe Pierce. I mean, if Flacco's in, I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know how much I like these guys with Anthony Richardson in. No. Anthony Richardson's not somebody I want to play either. But yeah, I kind of like the Levis stack here. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards.
They're coming off a bye too, so they had a week to get them right, and so.
Listen, I don't think you can go wrong with Downs at 5,500. Indy's going to have to do something. 5,500.
Yeah, I mean, with Pittman out, I like one of those receivers. I just don't know which one.
Fair.
I think Pittman's in.
Pierce, I kind of like Pierce. Got that big play. I like him.
That's okay. Yeah. All right, on to the next trash game. Who wants to lead this one? I fucking don't.
Fuck it, I'll eat it.
All right, Scarface, tell us about your fucking Chargers Denver stack.
I mean, you can keep this one pretty simple. The only there's 3 players I'm interested in this game, and it's both running backs on both sides. Neither of which have a particularly good matchup, but they're reasonably priced. J.K. Dobbins, 6,200 on DraftKings. It looks like Gus Edwards is out for this game. So, I mean, he's going to be seeing some more touches with him out. I don't mind him. Javonte Williams, 5,500 on the other side. He looks like he's been getting more touches, getting more involved every week as the season goes on, like getting healthier. He's averaging 18 touches a game. So, you know, for a home game, I mean, I like the running backs in a home game. So he's somebody I don't mind for that price. Lad McConkey for the Chargers, he's 4,900. I mean, I don't mind him if Quentin Johnson's going to be battling out with Surtain on the other side. He might have some more open looks, so he's somebody I don't mind. Chart on the Broncos, like the passing game, there's nobody I like over there.
I like it. I'm going to double stamp, triple stamp everything on Lad McConkey. I really like him. He's getting the targets. He's got a good price point. So McConkey's the only thing I'm looking at in this game. He gets in the box again this weekend, Zab.
Yeah, I really like Lad McConkey. I spoke about him a little bit earlier in the Discord that with Quentin Johnson getting locked up on Surtain, I'll be all over Lad in the slot. Denver is weak against the slot wide receiver, so we'll go there. And Lad looked really good in that week before their bye week, even against the Steelers the week. Yeah, he made a great touchdown catch against the Steelers. He looked good, or the Chiefs. He made that great touchdown catch. So, yeah, I'm all over Lad. The Chargers also are getting their 2 offensive linemen back healthy after the bye, which is going to help their run game. So I'll be looking. What do you think about Kamini Vidal as a backup too? I don't know his price.
Too cute for me. Too cute.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to.
That is. I don't even know.
He's the rookie running back for the Chargers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the backup to DK.
He plays football?
Yeah, he's a football player.
All right. Okay. Awesome. All right. Enough of that game. Let's go on to Tommy's love child game and the guy who he's not getting from me, Devontae Adams, even though he's not playing and faking an injury. Let's go on to Pittsburgh, Las Vegas. Listen, I think there's some decent plays in this game. Zab's turn. Go ahead, Zab.
Yeah. So Russell Wilson's going to be backing up Justin Fields this week. Steelers are kind of getting a little restless with Fields. So if Fields comes out and doesn't look great to start this game, I wouldn't be shocked to see Russell come in and finish this game. So I won't be touching Fields this week. Not that he's typically a guy I target, but the Steelers also are getting Jaylen Warren back this game. He will be taking some touches off of Harris, but Pickens, I'll be going right back to Pickens after his little nose tape or whatever he had on, get always fucking open or whatever it said. But I'll be going right back to Pickens. Raiders leak yardage to the wide receiver core, so I like him. On the other side, Devontae Adams is out. I might go back to Trey Tucker. Jacoby Myers is probably going to be locked up on Joey Porter Jr., which is going to make them lead into Trey Tucker. He also gets design runs out of the backfield. So Trey Tucker is the only one I'm touching on that side. Zamir White's questionable heading into this matchup. I don't know if he plays. If he does, he's probably going to be limited, which make me go right back to Madison. He's cheap at 5,300, but I like other people in that price range. So Aiden O'Connell's getting the start for the Raiders. I probably won't touch him. I don't know what he's going to give. I don't know what he's going to give you. So Pickens is probably my favorite play in this game. That's where I'm going to go. So,
like with Justin Fields, I mean, I'm a sucker for Justin Fields. I love playing this dude, but I mean, most of the time when I'm on him, when I'm really on him, like he pays off for me.
Yeah,
it's something about this game. I don't like the total in this game, like 36.5. It's like it's really low. I don't know. He could be feeling pressure with what's going on with Russell Wilson. but he does have upside. That's the thing with Justin Fields. He has upside. I mean, and if he's on, like he's going to be hitting Pickens. They said they want to get him some designed runs. I mean, I keep reading all the shit on Twitter with these coaches and shit. With Justin Fields, you're gambling. He's going to have ceiling games or he's just going to straight fuck you. I like gambling on guys like this. I'm on Fields. I do like Fields here. I like the Fields pick and stack.
Yeah.
Najee Harris, I mean, he's cheap, but he just never seems to get there. Like he's always priced in that range where he just tempts the hell out of you. Never seems to do shit for you. So I'm off of him. But I do like Fields here. I'll be playing a little bit of Fields with some Pickens. On the Raiders side, like who knows what to expect with Aiden O'Connell? I don't know.
Yeah.
Trey Tucker's the guy I would go to, I think.
I do.
You can tell me what to expect from him?
Yep. I fully expect Bowers to continue to plant himself as one of the best tight ends.
I do like Bowers.
Yeah.
I love Bowers. He's $6,000. Perfect. Motherfuckers won't play him. He's at a price point. I assume he should be decently low owned. 12 targets last week. And you got a banged up Myers, a lockdown Myers. So he's going to be getting the ball to the best of his ability to Tucker and Bowers when he goes through the air. I love Bowers again. They're going to find ways to get him the ball. He's the tight end of the future, guys, in my opinion.
He's been getting designed runs, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's involved. The only way the Raiders can move the ball is by getting him involved. So, again, as Kelsey's on his downswing, he's still great. Don't get me wrong, and they'll use Kelsey when it matters. But let's be honest, Kelsey's on his downswing. Well, McBride and Bowers are on their fucking upswing. How about a 2 tight end fucking lineup this week?
Yeah, I mean, Bowers for sure is the best play on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He might be the only play.
He's the only play.
Agreed. But I like Tucker at the price point. Next game. Listen, guys, I think there's a lot of fantasy goodness in this game, as there has been every fucking week against Carolina. They are just trash defensively. Who's it? Scarface? Take us off on this one. I'm sure you got a lot to say here.
I mean, this game is going to come down to be John or not to be John, right? I mean, he hasn't had that blow up game yet.
He hasn't.
We keep saying it's going to be this week. It's going to be this week. I mean, I keep falling for it. I don't know. I think I'm going to fall for it again this week. I mean, he seems to burn me every time I play him. I mean, he got Tyler Algier getting his share of looks. And, I mean, but they're just tempting you with this price, 6,600 on DraftKings. He's a little bit more on FanDuel, 8,500. It's just really hard to not click that name this week. I mean, who knows what his ownership's going to be? It's going to be pretty high, I think. I think I'm just going to fall for it. I mean, I don't see how I'm not going to play him in this game. It's just such a good matchup. If it's not this game, then which game is it going to be, right?
Is Algier gonna snake 2 of his touchdowns?
I feel like Algier plays better against the tougher teams. I don't know. I can't not play Bijan here. I'm definitely going to have some Bijan. I mean, this matchup is just too tasty. The receivers, I mean, Mooney, London, Ray McLeod, I think they're all going to come in pretty high owned on the slate, given the matchup and how they're priced. I mean, I don't mind any of those guys. I mean, you can kind of do a stack of Bijan and one of those guys, right? I think Mooney's the one I like the most, just like the way he's priced. But Bijan's the one that I really like in this game. On the other side with the Panthers, I mean, Chuba, I mean, he makes the most sense. The way to attack the Falcons is through the run. Dalton, I'm not going to go to. These receivers, I don't know. Deontay Johnson's kind of priced up a little bit now. He's starting to come in with too much ownership. I mean, with that kind of ownership, it's easy for me just to fade him. Chuba's I like the running backs in this game. I like Bijan and Chuba.
So let me ask you, did they prove their point last week and now things come back to earth with Pitts? Oh, Pitts can be a beast if we want him to be, 7 for 8 with 88 yards. I don't like Pitts this week. I don't think there's. I mean,
they all got there last week. When you get into a shootout like that, they're all going to kind of get there. Are we going to see that in this game? I don't know. It could just be the Bijan game. Who knows?
Right. What do you think, Sab?
I hope it's a Bijan week because if it's not this week, it's never going to happen. I don't think.
We're all saying it. Everybody thinks the same thing. Yeah. You're going to fade him. He's going to fucking go off. And you're going to play him and he's going to eat shit. That's how it works.
I mean, I'm probably going to go back to him. That price point, 6,600. It's like Scarface says.
Hold on.
Great
One
price.
lineup. One lineup. Is Bijan on it?
Yes, I'm playing him.
3 lineups. How many?
I'm a sucker. I'm the sucker that I'm just going to play him.
3 lineups. How many is he on?
2.
10 lineups. How many is he on?
7.
I don't know about half.
Whoa. All right. You're a fucking degenerate.
Not half. About 4.
You're a fucking degenerate, and you're putting in 150 lineups. How many is he on?
I don't know, man. I'm not playing 150 lineups, so I got to make that decision.
Fair. All right. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, I'm going right back to Bijan. This is the matchup you kind of been waiting for him to break out. So I might even go 2 touchdowns in a bet. So yeah, I love Bijan this week. So I'm all over him. I think Pitt's price is just weird. $4,400. I feel like he would have got priced up after last week, but he didn't. I think people are going to go to him. I think people were worried that Drake London's going to get that J.C. Horn coverage. J.C. Horn's not going to slow down Drake London.
None of these guys are going to slow anybody down this game.
No, so
it's how you want to attack it, how you want to use it.
Decide to do right.
Yeah. So Drake London, Bijan, they're my favorite 2. I think I might even do a little stack: Cousins, Drake London, Bijan Robinson. Get all the points. I think that's where they're all going to come from. So yeah, I like the stack. I'm not going back to Deontay Johnson. I don't even think he's practiced this week heading into this matchup. He's banged up. I think he got hurt, left the game for a little bit last week. So and
he's projected to come in with some like good ownership. Like he's going to be one of the highest owned guys on the slate. Deontay Johnson is.
So here's my question.
But that ownership, I'll just fade him.
Another question. This game's bringing up questions for me. So, Derrick Henry or Bijan Robinson or both?
What's Henry's? What's Henry's?
I know there's different price points. They are different.
Are you talking about playing them both together? Is that what you're saying, or picking one or the other?
Yes.
It's just that price on him, dude. Like, Derrick Henry's going to come in way lower owned than that. If you're worried about ownership. And he's what, 1,400 more? I don't know.
All right.
If I'm going to play Bijan, I'm going to get different elsewhere. This is how I'm going to play him.
So you think Bijan's going to be very heavily owned this week?
Probably, maybe the highest owned.
Okay.
On DraftKings for sure.
Yeah, that price break. No.
It's just tempting. 6,600. It's like that's cheap. I mean, for what he's capable of doing, we haven't seen it yet, but
I love it. Hey, my job here is to disrupt.
We're all gonna get suckered into it.
Right. The chat. My job is to fucking disrupt here. I need to make 2 smart fucking guys. You guys.
I need the answers, man.
Smart guys. Fucking figure it out.
Okay, I love Derrick Henry and I love Bijan. Can you play them together? Of course you can. If you can make it work, fuck yeah, of course you can make it work.
That's my.
I think we've set sets of value with Rattler quarterback, Drake May.
Yeah, we were talking about Rattler. You're talking about some of these cheaper tight ends. Yeah.
I think there's a way you could fit in Bijan, Barkley, and Henry into the lineup. There is some cheaper wide receivers I like. Plus with Rattler, that you could fit all 3 of those studs. So.
Will that type of lineup be contrarian this weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, it will.
Love it. That's what wins tournaments, let's be honest. On to the last game of the night, Sunday at 4:25. We have the Detroit Lions playing the Dallas Fucktards of whatever the fucking retard's name who got the biggest contract in the league, and he sucks, Dak Prescott. Who wants to start off with this one?
Take it away, Zab.
Yeah, Zab, go ahead. Show us the night.
Detroit's coming into the game pretty healthy. They have a guard that's questionable with an illness. Dallas is coming in banged up again. No Micah Parsons. Eric Kendricks is out. Deron Bland is questionable, most likely out. Carson's questionable. So, yeah, their defense is banged out again. So, I love – if you want to get a little different, I think this is one of those things Tommy G invented was playing both running backs and getting all the points from the running backs. I like David Montgomery. I like David Montgomery to score a touchdown. I think Gibbs is going to be catching balls out of the backfield, especially with no Micah Parsons. They're going to attack that side of the field. So, yeah, I like both running backs in this game. I like Amari St. Brown in this game. and then bringing it back with Lamb. Something else we like to target is Detroit. Terrible against slot wide receivers. Lamb plays in the slot at a high percentage. So bringing it back with CeeDee Lamb. I think CD has a big game here. I think this is a shootout. So I like getting all the big pieces of this game. So this will be a game stack for me for sure. So
yeah, like at first glance, you want to just stack the hell out of this game.
Yeah.
And then you start building lineups, and it's kind of hard to stack this game. These guys are all expensive.
Oh yeah.
Like on the Lions side, like okay, it's hard to imagine that one of these running backs is not going to have a big game with how bad the Cowboys defense is, especially against the run. The problem is deciding which one. I mean, I always go for the most explosive guy. I like Gibbs. I mean, he's 500 more than Montgomery, but like, you know, this I like Gibbs on like indoor turf. Like, you know, he could. I think he could have a big game. The way I always play is I always play him over Montgomery. They eat into each other's production. That's the problem. Like they both have good games, but not for what you're paying for them.
Yeah.
But you just got to kind of chance that one of them is going to get the 2 touchdowns, the other one isn't. The same goes for the passing game with the Lions. Like none of those guys are cheap. There's a lot of mouths to feed. Like Amon-Ra, of course I like Amon-Ra, but he just, you know, he hasn't really been paying off that price. I mean, he might have had like one good game where he had like 20 points, but you want him, he's not getting those like the 25, 30-point games that we saw last year because Jameson Williams is there now. They're using him a lot. They still got Laporta. You know, Laporta's going to have his game at some point. It could be this game. I think it might be Laporta game for me. The problem is like he's expensive, priced down a little bit more than we're used to. We all say, oh, he's due for a game. I think he's kind of due for a game. I like Laporta a lot here. On the other side, of course, CeeDee Lamb. He's expensive. He's not too tough to get to. He's going to need a ceiling game to pay off that price. We haven't seen it from him yet this year. Defenses, you know, they're keying in on him with the Cowboys' like inability to run the ball. They just they double team CeeDee. It looks like he's, you know, against good defenses, he's having a hard time getting open. So I don't know how Detroit's got a. I mean, Detroit. I think Detroit's an underrated defense. They're tough against the run. I think they're just double team CeeDee here. The guy I like is probably Ferguson. I mean, he's looking to be like the highest owned tight end on the slate. He's only $5K. He's seeing at least 7 targets a game like the last 3 weeks. I kind of like getting to him. We saw Rico Dowdle take over the running back role last week. He got 22 touches. The Lions are super tough against the run, but I kind of like running backs at home. I don't mind playing him. I like Rico Dowdle and Laporta the most in this game.
I love it. So I think mark this right now. I agree with you. I think this game could shoot out incredibly. I love to be a little different. I think people are going to go Laporta, St. Brown. I think it's Laporta, Williams, Lamb. But let me ask you this.
Put them all in the lineup. That's the hard part.
Well, no, I will. I'm a beast. So here's the question, though. Fucking Lamb, his fucking little butt buddy there and fucking arguing. Are there any problems at home? I mean, are they banging someone else? What's going on with Lamb and Prescott? Like, Lamb called him out last week. No, hey, let's fucking go. You suck.
I mean, that's exactly it. They can't run the ball. The reason Tolbert is going off is because he's open. They're double teaming Lamb.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get frustrated when you're not putting up the same production you did last year.
Right. But if you watch the game, they may have been double teaming him, but there were a number of times that Lamb was open and the throw was just fucking trash. Like, Prescott made some bad fucking throws last week. Really bad.
Yeah, for sure. Dak's not on his game for sure. He's not playing his best game either.
So
I mean, none of them are. They're kind of just beating up on bad teams. Against the good teams, they're getting their ass kicked.
Story as old as time with Dallas.
But this game, it's gonna, there's gonna be scoring in this game. You just got to kind of pick your pieces. I don't know if it's a game I'm gonna fully stack. It's kind of hard to stack these guys. You just kind of gotta pick your pieces from this game.
I agree. Tommy was supposed to come on and yell at us. I yelled at him via text message. He yelled back. I don't know if he's coming, man. I wanted to get yelled at.
We're done with the slates.
Right. I wanted to get fucking yelled at. Like, what makes my day is when I get yelled at by Tommy. I do stuff to make him fucking mad.
That's what makes your blood pressure high.
Yeah. But then he'll like call me at 2. I'm like, motherfucker, call me. I'm busy, dude. And then he gets mad at me. I don't know. So what's your overall consensus of this slate? I kind of like it.
I like slates like this when there isn't no like clear-cut value.
Yeah.
Because you can just get creative, you know?
Yeah.
You can kind of just like create that value. You can just, pick guys out that you really like, nobody's going to be on them. And you can kind of just build your lineups, I like slates where you can get creative, where there's no clear-cut path. And this week, there's no clear-cut path. There's no the ownership at quarterback is going to be spread out. The ownership outside of with running backs, I mean, I think it'll be spread out a little bit, but there's a lot of options. There's a lot of options at receiver. I don't think there's any clear path this week. These are the slates that I like the most.
All right, I like it. Let's go one at a time. I want 2 things out of you. I want your 3 core, and then I want your most obscure pick. Zab.
Core would probably have Bijan, AJ Brown. Those 2 for sure. I don't know if I have a clear third right now, but yeah, those 2.
Sign up to find that. Find out.
Well, yeah, AJ Brown. I mean, I've talked about him all week in the Discord, so big on AJ Brown this week.
Most obscure, most contrarian, most no one's gonna have low owned.
Probably Lad McConkey. I don't know what his ownership is, but I feel like 30. I think you said 3,900. He's going to come in. No one's going to want to play him. And I think he could get like 8 or 9 catches in this game. So,
Scarface, tell me some wisdom. Give me some
low owned. We talked about it earlier. I kind of like these Titans receivers. I mean, I like Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He's going to be, 5%, something like that. I kind of like him a lot. Running backs, I'm probably going to fall for the sucker Bijan Chalk, and then probably get cute elsewhere. I mean, I really like Saquon. If I can find a way to fit Saquon into my lineups, I like Saquon. I like Saquon, Calvin Ridley. That's kind of like I'm going to be having a lot of those in my lineups.
So we're going to and I do want your obscure, we are going to either celebrate next week and talk about how amazing we are or not. We'll see. What's your obscure?
It's always one or the other.
Yeah.
What's your most obscure contrarian pick?
I mean, Calvin Ridley's pretty contrarian.
That's Calvin Ridley. I'm going to double stamp that Calvin Ridley. I kind of love him this week. Looking at him a lot. A guy who I like, there's 2 guys actually I've been looking at that I think we didn't even speak about either of them. I don't believe tonight that I think are going to be pretty contrarian. Wilson for Arizona, 4,600, great little price point. Listen, he's got upside. That's all I'm saying. In a game that I think a lot of points are going to be scored. The second is Kate Otten for Tampa Bay. Listen, I just $3,500 at tight end. If you don't go with the big guys to get contrarian at tight end, if one of those 2 big guys falters and Otten puts up an 18 spot, you're sitting in a pretty good spot. So, what do you think of Otten?
Well, he's projected to be like one of the higher owned tight ends.
Is he really?
Yeah, on DraftKings for sure.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's fucking bullshit. All right, well, guys, hey, we finished in a record time. We tried to get Tommy on here to fucking yell at us. Apparently, he's out fucking who the fuck knows what he's doing. But we're gonna sign off here now, I guess. We got anything else? Closing, Zab, take us out. Last word.
Dodgers.
Yeah.
Final words, Zab.
No, get in the Discord. I have a weekly article that I have. It's basically a Google Doc that I put in all of my notes, all my matchups, any coverages, stuff like that I update every single week. So get in, check it out. But yeah.
Head on over to Ship It Nation. I do a value report over there. I put out a core report. All the tools on there are awesome. There's winners every night, showdown, main slates, all sports. It's fucking awesome over there. Highly recommend you go over there and check it out.
Love it, guys. Check out Ship It Nation, affiliate of 4Deep. We're in simpatico over there. We're fucking all beasts. We're all doing the same thing. We're winning money. Appreciate it, everybody. Let's fucking go. Get over there. Sign up. Let's win some fucking money this week.
Let's go.
Peace out. Hoffman, take us out.